Has there ever been a time of so much conflict, so much disaster, so much promise, so much of a chance to make a difference? I remember that time when a friend of mine who I worked with, the astronaut Edgar Mitchell, was looking at the world way, way out there, coming back from the moon. And he said, you know, it's not what we saw on the moon that really was so important. It's what we saw coming back to Earth. Because there she was, our beautiful blue and green planet floating in the womb of the cosmos. And he said, I had such nostalgia for what the world could be. I went up there an astronaut. I came back a psychonaut, devoted to inner space. And those of you who are old enough to remember what it was like seeing the Earth from outer space. It was like something deep inside of us woke up. We suddenly knew that we had gone up as her baby. We came back as her partner. How do we partner the Earth in this, the most dangerous, the most potent, the most marvelous time in human history? Other times thought they were it. They're wrong. This is it. Well, one of the ways that I have tried to respond to this is to explore the whole new field of social artistry. Some of you know I've spent decades studying the human potential and also the social potential, the way different cultures around the world work, create, play, explore. And in social artistry, I've tried to bring the two together. Human development in the light of social complexity. I've worked in, 100 countries? I've worked intensively in about 40 cultures. And what I find all over the world, tragically, is that most leaders have been trained to be white males of the year 1926. They've not been trained for present leadership, for present complexity. How do we train them? So working both in seminars as well as with the United Nations Development Program and other programs, master's program, seminars, what we have done is we have designed a whole new order of leadership. And it's leadership that prepares people to be leaders, to be evokers of the possible human, the possible society in many, many ways. And we do this by training people to develop all manner of human capacities. We use so little of ourselves, we can't get away with that anymore. So one of the ways we do this is we train them to expand their sensory capacities, their psychological capacities, their symbolic, their spiritual capacities, but always in the light of making a difference in the world, you see. Now, this work of social artistry then allows us to have the flexibility, to have the fluency, to have the depth of insight, to work across many cultures, to enter into other people's belief systems, rituals, ways of knowing, to enter into states of radical empathy, to listen deeply to other people's stories, to really see what is trying to emerge, what is trying to happen, and then to be a midwife of souls, a midwife of cultures, helping these things to happen. We're able then to help different cultures, and by cultures I mean not just cultures around the globe, but cultures within your family, your community, your profession, to help these cultures move to a new story. Because where a story is dying, where the sense of purpose dies, then the culture of the world itself dies. So we do that. We are able to create programs of lifelong learning. We're able to create programs of greatly heightened creativity, to be able to cook on more burners, to be able to see anything from multiple perspectives, to move away from the old hierarchies to ways of working in deep, shared, circular investedness, to regard all problems as opportunities and workloads, and above all, to be able to create societies that have a place to go, healing societies as well as people. Now this is a tremendous work, and it involves that you bring something of the passion, conviction, courage, purposefulness, and focus of the artist to society. But in this case, friends, society becomes your canvas. It's intense work, but it's extremely rewarding. And it may be some of the most important work being done today. Leadership as social artistry. Society as a canvas in which we can begin to create a new art form of a new world. So I'm going to ask you to join us. Look at our website, socialartistry.com, jeanhouston.org, and see if some of these courses that we are offering would be appropriate for you. Because after all, friends, these are the times, we are the people. The poet says, "Thank God our time is now, when wrong comes up to meet us everywhere, never to leave us, till we take the longest stride of soul folk ever took." So I invite you to join us in a stride of soul, to profoundly make a difference in this, the most important time in human history. Join us.